is how I start every day. Most days I really like it. Some days it makes me want to cry. I used to wake up before my kids, which I really love, but I just can't when they wake up so early. And I'm often up really late at night working on projects or editing. Who else is in bed with us? Who climbed in here last night? It's Justice. You never know who you're gonna find in the morning in the bed. Yeah. Do you love the morning? You feel better now? Hey guys, this is Bree. Welcome to my home for a day in the life. Come on, babies. Let's go snuggle. Can you say good morning?
Did I sleep in the blanket?
Yeah.
Who put the blanket on?
I did. I tried to put you in your bed and you got really mad. And I said, you just want to sleep here? And you said yes. And I said, okay, I'll get you a blanket. How you feel? Okay. I know a lot of people's least favorite question is what's for dinner, but mine is what's for breakfast. So thankfully I did a bunch of cooking the other day and I have a casserole to just pop in the oven. This one actually isn't frozen. I'm also doing an experiment about freezing biscuits. So I'm gonna froze 3. What I wish I'd done is frozen 1 that was already cooked, but I'll just have to do that next time. What? You're done? Being summoned to the throne. I remember the days where I could wake up and immediately be awake, but now it takes me a very long time to feel like I can function because I've been awake for almost an hour now and I'm finally starting to feel functional. 2 babies can go on this chair. Come here, Lulu.
No touch in there. Mom, can I show them my yolk? Why do I see oaks? So many oaks. Can I practice?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's why we're here, isn't it? Here you go. Go for it. Don't let the babies get into it though, okay? Okay, watch. You ready? Watch what comes out of the inside. This is an egg.
Whoa.
Isn't that cool? You ready? You want to see me do it again? It's like kind of like magic, except it's not magic. It's a miracle. Ready? Ready?
Mom, some kids
Is it all the eggs?
eat it.
The other day I baked some eggshells to put in the garden so they're nice and clean and sanitized. So let the babies play with them. What?
Oh, can I have a cookie?
That's no.
Why?
Okay, so the other day I ran out of eggs. So I just left this all put together, knowing that all I had to do was scramble a few eggs and pour them on top, and boom, I'd have breakfast. So that's what I did with this last casserole. Did he take her chair?
Yeah. Mama,
What?
so can I watch Lion King?
No, not right now. It's on the weekend or a special. Okay, coffee time. Come on, babies, follow mommy. I have tried to train my kids to let me have my coffee in peace. The problem with it is that the 4-year-old forgets and the babies don't get it. You see what I mean? Follow the leader. Go follow him. Go follow him. He's gonna play with you in the playroom. Bye-bye, have fun. That'll give me about 3 minutes of quiet. I lower my expectations as much as I would love like an hour of quiet time in the morning to like pray and read the Bible and do all these things. I don't have that, so I don't even try. The only thing I might do is I have an app called the Pause app, and the kids do it with me. So yeah, I don't try to get in like deep spiritual time right now. I know lots of women that do it, but I get frustrated and I don't want my kids to see me reading the Bible or whatever and then getting mad at them. So I've experienced other seasons of life where I don't have toddlers, and it makes having quiet time a lot easier because you can like set a boundary. You can have a rule saying you gotta be quiet right now and they'll obey it. But toddlers don't listen to nobody. Can I have this? All right, things are quickly turning into anarchy. It's time for mommy to pay attention to everyone. And Brighton's awake. Good morning. Where's Justice? Justice is awake. Oh, he's in the bathroom. Timer's going off on breakfast. The babies have thoroughly caused much destruction to the house. Let's get breakfast out. Even though I got up at 6 and it's already 8, obviously we haven't even eaten breakfast. And that's kind of what I mean by I used to be a morning person. Used to, like, we would have already eaten, cleaned up, and be getting ready, probably to go outside and do chores, or that we don't have outside chores now. Are you already tired? But we haven't even eaten breakfast. Honestly, since becoming a single mom, my nervous system is overwhelmed all the time, you know, because there's never that time in the day where another adult is here, and so I can turn off a little bit. I'm always on every second, and I don't get anxiety like a mental health anxiety. It's like a physical anxiety in my body. I'm not like having anxious thoughts. I'm just feel like my whole body is gonna explode, and I feel it makes me feel angry. So coming outside really helps with that. Spring is gonna be glorious. Another thing too, since all this happening, is like, you know, my kids have really big emotions. They don't always know why they're experiencing those feelings, or why they're frustrated, or why they're angry, or why they won't listen. You know, and some of that's just normal. It's just being human and being a child, but a lot of it has to do with kind of like the chaos of the last year. Even though I've tried to keep it as stable as possible, I obviously can't and haven't done it perfectly. So, yeah. Kids are still working on making their beds and cleaning up their rooms. I know you're hungry. Say thank you, Mama. You're welcome. You're welcome. No, you eat it. Eat it. Good job. Yummy. Thankfully it is nap time. I love nap time. It just makes me feel like I'm not so overstimulated, and I can be more present with the kids, the big kids, for whatever we're doing, which is school right now. We're going to say night night. Night night. Royal's always first because he kind of pitches a fit while he goes to sleep. We don't want to wake Truly up. All right, school time. One thing about school for the next 2 weeks is that our homeschool co-op isn't meeting. So we have less school to do, except Joyful and I do have to work on a really big paper her last paper of the year, but it's like a really big one and it'll take the rest of the year to write. So we have to do research for that paper for the next 2 weeks. But other than that, she mostly just has math. She just has to keep up with her math. And then the boys have math and reading and handwriting. We don't do like official science and history and things like that at this age. They're in 1st and 3rd grade. I just try to get my kids to be strong readers and strong at math. And we kind of unschool the rest of the subjects at this age, just following their interest. I mean, we still do history and do science, but it's not like a curriculum. We just follow their interest with books, mostly audiobooks, and just doing things that they want to do and find interest in, or even watching shows about that stuff, YouTube videos, things like that. So, school for my little kids, you guys are always wanting me to tell you what I do, but I do as little as possible when they're little. It starts getting more intense in 4th grade when they start hold on one second, when they start a writing curriculum called Essentials in Classical Conversations. It starts to get more intense that year. And then 5th grade gets a little more intense, and then 6th grade. And then I still try to keep it really simple though in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. Following interest, you know, encouraging reading, just getting the basics done. And then once 7th grade hits, it really, you know, it becomes more like school. Not that we don't follow their interests, but we do more of a curriculum for their science and for their history and for logic and things like that. Yes, hop in. The only way that I have found to get everybody's math done without it taking my whole day is for them to do math on the computer. So I'm available to help and to guide, but they are doing it on a computer with like an online program. We use teaching textbooks for 3rd grade and above, and we use math seeds for kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade. I can link both of those below here. Grace is on a whole different plane. Grace is in 8th grade. She works extremely hard at her school. She's pretty much independent. She kind of sets her own schedule. How many hours a day do you think you do school?
It depends on what day. It just depends.
What, an average?
Like 5 hours.
Yeah, she works so hard. She's in a program called Challenge B with Classical Conversations, and it is really hard. I feel like last year Challenge A wasn't as difficult, but she's actually doing something now too called mock trial, and we actually have our first mock trial meeting, and it's where, do you want to explain what it is?
No.
Okay. Lots of schools, lots of programs do mock trial, not just CC. But this afternoon I actually have to leave and go somewhere, which always kind of makes me feel stressed about my morning time because I gotta get everything done before I leave, including dinner. Though I may pull out a freezer meal. I can get into more homeschooling stuff, but I just thought I'd give you a quick overview of what we're about to do. So I'm about to set everyone down, get their computers set up, and they'll all start on math right now. And I will be just puttering, but I'm available. I don't do any big project while they're doing school because I need to be available to help them, but I will putter and clean and probably start working on dinner, honestly. During this time, Wilder either does school if he asks. I'll sit down and do some school with him, letters, numbers, things like that, or he just plays. So he's pretty good at entertaining himself, as you guys can probably imagine. Would you please, Gracie, drop her headphones?
Mama, is this mine? And is it on?
Did you just rewatch that, or you remember? I watched it yesterday. Everybody is settled into math. I think Grace is doing some reading, maybe like, I think she's reading Defeating Darwinism. And then I'm gonna start the pasta. I'm gonna make like a chicken pasta casserole. I'm gonna make 2 of them. While I'm working on making the chicken casserole, I'm gonna turn on my oven and bake those frozen biscuits. But I usually bake my biscuits at 425, and I don't know if that's too high for a frozen biscuit, but I'm gonna try it. And if it is too hot for a frozen biscuit, I'll know. I'm gonna start with just baking one of them. You see? I want to see how this does. I'm very, very excited about this. I had never considered baking raw biscuits, like frozen raw biscuits. It just never crossed my mind that that was a possibility until I saw Becky over at Acre Homestead doing it, and I was like, that? You can do that? So we're doing it. While I'm waiting on the food to need me, I'm gonna make a garden to-do list that I can put on the fridge because I keep forgetting to do things. I just can't hold things in my mind like I used to. So I need to order my silage tarp, probably tarps. I need to order potatoes and onions. I need to go by the greenhouse, and I need to get lettuce mix seeds and spinach. Oh, I need to get my soil test done, and I need to design where my produce is going to go. This will go in my fridge now because I cannot remember everything, so I need to write some things down. I have been a sporadic list person in my life, but never a true list person. I have friends who write lists for everything. I've always been able to hold stuff in my head unless like I just had a baby or I just got pregnant. But my brain is totally overwhelmed all the time these days. So I'm finding I really need to have a calendar. I've kind of always had a calendar, but I find I really need to have lists and calendars and things like that. Biscuit into the oven. I am really excited to see how that turns out. So I usually do mine 12 to 15 minutes, so we'll start with 12 minutes. I'm sure it's gonna need longer though because it's frozen. So let's start with 15 minutes. All right, I'm gonna start steaming this broccoli. When I first had kids, and for many years, doing things in these little chunks at a time drove me crazy. You know, I was so used to being able to go do something and do the whole process at one time mostly. But once you have kids, your attention gets interrupted constantly, or if you're homeschooling and you also have other things you need to do in the day, it's just a constant jumping back and forth between things that you're doing. Now, I'm careful about what I work on while I'm doing school. I don't commit myself to a big project if I'm gonna be doing school. If I can do something that doesn't take a lot of my mind, like it's kind of an automatic thing, like making this casserole, I've made it who knows how many times, I will do that while they're doing school and be available to help them, mostly during math. Because, just a second, see, they're calling me now. Oh, Joy, I can help.
Okay.
And then as your kids get older, they help each other and you can just keep going with your project. All that to say is I just want to encourage young mothers or mothers in general or people in general who aren't used to being interrupted every couple of minutes while they're doing a task, that if you just prepare yourself mentally and expect the interruptions and have a game plan in your head, it gets less stressful. I still get stressed out by that. I still get overwhelmed by it at times. I used to get so stressed out about it that it would keep me from doing projects or from trying to do anything that didn't take just a little bit of my time because I didn't want to feel that way. I just want to encourage you that you can do it. Just prepare yourself mentally, prepare your kids. My kids are used to this because this is what we do most every day. Set your timers. I don't know about you, but if I didn't have timers, I would ruin everything. I set timers for everything. I have a timer on for the pasta, I have a timer on for that biscuit, I have a timer on for one of the kids who is working on something that gets timed. I have timers on everywhere. And that helps me because I don't have to remember it. I can set it and forget it, and I don't have to hold that in my mind. Okay, the timer for the biscuit is about to go off. I just want to check and see. I'm checking on a certain way of making biscuits. Okay, the consistency is funny. Are you done? Are you done? Okay, hold on. No, I can tell you. So I made all those biscuits last night and I put some in the freezer to see what would happen when I cooked them from frozen. But this one's kind of overcooked. So that didn't work quite the way I was hoping. So So we'll try another one. So this is definitely overcooked. So 425 is too high. So I'm gonna try one at 350. Isn't that too hot?
A little bit.
Little man woke up. How was your nap? Do you need snuggles? Do you need water? You want some water? You know what I did?
What?
I did not use the pot filler again. I can't remember that I have it. Or maybe we could work on that and work in the garden tomorrow.
Mom,
Maybe that's what we'll do, since that's a quicker job.
Mom,
Yeah.
can I, whoa, you just,
That's okay, it's just some hot water.
oh, we have mac and cheese.
I'm making like that chicken casserole. The chicken broccoli. Yeah, here, I'll have some right. Hey, buddy. Sure. Can you go put your school supplies away for me? Bridie? Okay, thanks. Grandma is coming today while I take Grace to her meeting because parents are supposed to be involved. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and make this sauce. I'm just reusing the pasta pot that I just used. Basically, for this chicken broccoli casserole, I make like a white herbed bechamel sauce. So it's just like a butter sauce basically with milk and flour and herbs and salt and some Parmesan and pepper. And it's basically the base that I use for my Alfredo, though I'll go a little different direction with Alfredo. And it's pretty much the same exact thing I use for my chicken pot pie. My broccoli is steaming. I'm gonna prep the chicken to go into the oven because I'm gonna let it bake. I'm not gonna fry the chicken. I just want it to do its work by itself without needing me. So that was 12 minutes at 350 and it's definitely not long enough. So let's give it 3 more minutes and see what happens. I realize I probably have almost enough ingredients to make 3 of these. I'm still not done. The texture is still not quite like what I like in a biscuit. Hi! Brian and Wilder, please clear that table. I know. Gray said it would be really funny to have so many kids and only bake 1 biscuit. And she's right. They would be fighting over it. Let me just cut this into 7 pieces. Are you eating my broccoli? I cannot get on you for eating broccoli. So just eat away. I can make more.
I was eating the pasta.
Oh, don't eat my pasta.
Are you making chicken broccoli casserole?
Yes.
Great. That's my favorite. It's been a while since you made it now.
I know. That's why I'm making it. I'm making 3 of them. So you'll have it coming out your ears.
That's something I'll eat.
Okay, I need to come to a stopping point for a minute, so I'm just gonna leave my casseroles looking like that. It has gotten exponentially louder in here as everyone is getting done with their jobs. I'm gonna go ahead and get this biscuit out of the oven because other things need my attention now. I think that took about 15 minutes. And it probably needed a little longer, to be honest, so maybe 375 at 15. I'll try that with the next one. As we're starting to switch into loudness and chaos again, I'm just gonna step outside, feel the fresh air, and take a few more breaths.
It feels amazing. Instead of those like weeds that they do in like movies that are supposed to be in Texas, where they like just like fly across the screen, we have boxes. Tumbleweed. We have boxes.
Man, just a few minutes out in the sun does my soul good. Y'all are gonna clean that up, right? Because it's windy enough to blow those all over the place. I want to stop right here and say something. I get a lot of comments saying, ooh, you didn't wash your hands, or ooh, you didn't spray down the counter after that raw meat was on it. Well, I just don't show you that. It happens every time. For instance, I just touched all this raw chicken. I wasn't going to pick my camera up and then show washing my hands because then there would be raw chicken juice all over my camera. So I washed my hands first. And besides, who wants to see that? So just assume that we follow basic sanitary instructions in this house. All right, all the boys are outside playing. Girls are still working on school. Their school always takes longer. I'm going to put my chicken in for 15 minutes. 375, and that'll give me enough time to make this. Okay, I'm gonna add the herbs. I actually am out of garlic, so I'm just gonna add some garlic powder. And I added another stick of butter, just because I'm making a third casserole. We have some Italian herbs, a little celery seed. Don't go crazy. This has a very strong flavor. It does not take much.
392 times 4 is 1,388, right?
All three are made. I just gotta mix the sauce in. The kids said they don't mind that it doesn't have cheese on it, so we are probably gonna have that for lunch and supper. I'm gonna grab some cheese while I'm out though. We'll sprinkle that on top at supper time. I made 3 meals while doing school with the kids and wrangling babies, and I feel really good about it. It's only 12:15. Wow. Some days are like this. Not every day.
Did you wake up?
I guess you want me. I was thinking you were gonna stay with your brother. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Do you want some lunch? I made you lunch. Dad. One thing I like to do is buy those pans with the lids, and then I just pop those lids on. I'll usually put a layer of parchment between the lid and the whatever, the casserole. That way it doesn't get freezer burn, and then I just pop it in the freezer.
Is it yummy? Is that yummy?
As much as I should probably go do a project because my garage is pretty trash. I'd love to get that cleaned up. I think if I don't sit down and just read my book or play with the babies, I will crash. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Usually I would do a project or something until their nap time. And then when I put them down for their nap, I would take a break. But I'm gonna be gone during their second nap. So that's usually whenever I rest. The whole house has kind of a quiet, chill time. No, you can't have my coffee.
I mean, for them, it's like higher than their head, so it looks like a...
Will you take that from her so she can't throw it off?
Uh-oh. Ha 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 ha.
Can we go run around in the yard a little? Let me drink my coffee. And then we'll go run around in the yard together, okay? All right, Grandma's here. We are off to our meeting for mock trial. See you later, have fun. So I stopped at this really yummy local donut place to get a cup of coffee on the way here. And they gave us all of the leftover donuts. You wanna show them?
In the whole shop.
In the whole shop. I was like, you were gonna make a whole bunch of teenagers so happy. So, score. Wild Child's home sweet home. Are you teething on that hand?
The garage. Have you seen that?
Show it to me. You have to share it.
Okay. Wait, you're gonna. It's like we didn't do all of it.
Whoa!
And we don't quite know. Grandma.
Whoa!
Grandma didn't get a chance to do that.
The babies need to go to bed.
Okay.
Did you eat it all? Dinner is gonna be quick and easy. Thank goodness. Come on, everyone just grab what you want from the stove. And if there's not something you want, make yourself a sandwich. It's that kind of night.
Yay! Thank you, Mommy. Thank you. I love you.
Oh, why are you hugging me? Because you like quiche so much?
Love you.
Sweet boy. Our table's so big you can only see a few of us. Okay, ready? Moment of silence. We always do a moment of, sit down please. We always do a moment of silence at supper because getting supper on the table is stressful, isn't it? Praise him above the heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Amen. I always feel like such an overcomer when I get the babies in bed for the night. Honestly, most of their babyhood, I haven't felt like having twins was that hard, but since having twin toddlers, I just feel like they are really difficult to keep up with. So when they go to sleep, it's kind of relieving, to be honest. All right, time to lay them down and then go tuck my big boys in. I just want to snuggle.
Okay, come on.
I need some wilder snuggles. Come. I miss you sometimes. When I have such busy days, I just miss you. Faster and faster and faster. The little engine climbed. Anybody tired yet?
No.
No? Bedtime really soon. Really, really soon. Good night.